In this lecture, we'll study about some examples on timestamp. Come the first example. Let's suppose this is schedule 1 and we have two transactions T1 and T2 here, and they are the operations. Mainly we'll concern about only read and write operations in this particular schedule. Okay, so and this is the timestamp of transaction T1 and this is the timestamp of transaction T2. With respect to two data item A and B, we have two timestamp. One is write timestamp of A, read timestamp of A. Similarly, write timestamp of B and read timestamp of B. Okay, so in this particular schedule, we have two data item A and B. Okay, now since see here in these two transactions T1 and T2, first operation of T1 is executed. So we assume that T1 first comes into the system. So the timestamp of T1 is, let's suppose, 2, and the timestamp of T2 is just after the timestamp of T1, so that is 3. Okay, so now let's suppose T1 execute the read operation A. So T1 successfully execute the read operation. So the read timestamp of A is equal to the timestamp of T1, that is equal to 2. Similarly, read timestamp of B is equal to timestamp of T2, that is equal to 3. Okay, similarly we can have now write A. So the write timestamp of A is equal to timestamp of T1, that is equal to 2. Now read A. Read timestamp of A is equal to the timestamp of T2. Okay, so this will be modified and this will become 3. Now come to write timestamp. So write timestamp of B. Write timestamp of B is equal to timestamp of T2, that is equal to 3. Okay, so this is the final timestamp value. The write timestamp value of A is 2 and the read timestamp value of A is 3 and the write timestamp value of B is 3 and the read timestamp value of B is 3. Okay, come to another example here. In this particular schedule, let's suppose this is schedule 2. Here also we have two data items A comma B and rest are the same, but only difference is that here the operation of T2 is executed first, this read B operation. So assume that T2 first enters into the system. So the timestamp of T2 is, let's suppose, 4 here. Later on the transaction T1 enters the system, so let the timestamp of T1 is 5. Okay, so why I have written 4 5, because see here in this particular schedule the operation of T2 is first executed, then the operation of T1 executes. So assume that T2 first enters into the system having lower timestamp than the timestamp of T1. So you have timestamp of T2 as 4 and timestamp of T1 as 5. Okay, now let us see, we execute one by one operations of transaction T1 and T2. So read B. The read timestamp of B will be modified and it will become 4. That is the timestamp of 2. Read A. So this will become 5. Write A. This will become 5. That is the timestamp of T1. Read A. Okay, now see here the timestamp of read timestamp of A will be modified and it will become 4. That is the timestamp of T2. Write B. Now the write timestamp of B is equal to 4. That is the timestamp of T2. Read B. So the read timestamp of B will be modified now. It will become the timestamp of T1, that is equal to 5. Read A. Similarly, the read timestamp of A will be modified and it will become 5. That is the timestamp of T1. Write A. The write timestamp of A. Okay, so the write timestamp of A will be modified and will become the timestamp of T2, that is equal to 4. Now write B. So the write timestamp of B will be modified and will become 5. That is the timestamp of T1. Okay, so they are the final timestamp value of data item A and B just after this write operation of T1. Okay, so this was for today. Thank you.